Who are you if the very people or the person who at one point backdoored you, betrayed you, put their mouth on you or your situation at some point or a particular season in your life, who are you or who will you be if that person or those people come back to you and they need your help? The reason why I'm making this video message is because so many people, they don't expect a person or different people to come back to them after they've done them wrong. But this is a very real message. It is not a feel good message. It is a message that is going to cause you all who are viewing this to really look deep look deep inside of yourself. You're going to have to look deep within to really be honest with yourself and with God about who you really are and what is your character if the person or the people who once mistreated you really need your help, or they expect your help, or they feel entitled to your help. We have to talk about this because you do not ever look for the person who did you wrong to have to come back to you and they expect your support. They want your help. And like I said, they feel entitled for you to go out of your way to help them in their time of need. But who you are, how you act, how you treat that person or those people who come back to you, it says a lot about you. It says a lot about your heart posture, and it demonstrates if the Spirit of the Lord really is in you. Now, before I continue the message, let me say this. I am a very firm believer, and always, I tell you all to do this all the time. I am a firm and very strong believer in always putting everything at the feet of God. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Don't be embarrassed, because there are ugly components in you that make you uncomfortable. They may make you angry. You question why they are there, and you take rest in these components. And let me explain that. Some people will say, well, that's just how I am. That's just in me. And even though that's a very real thing, if you all remember, I believe earlier this week or last week, I talked about admitting when certain things are not in you. And that's also a very real thing, because we can walk around easily and pride ourselves off of who we are in every good way. It's easy to brag about who we are, how we take care of people, how we treat people, what we have accomplished. And even when times get tough and things get bad, we can pride ourselves off of who we are in the midst of chaos, in the midst of a fiery trial or trail. We can pride ourselves off the good name and reputation we may have amongst certain people. Because, baby, let me tell you, when it comes to certain people, when your name come up, you may not have a good reputation amongst those people. And I'm not saying things that they say about you or think about you is really real. It may not even be real. It may just be projection coming from them, or it may just be their own insecurities or jealousy and intimidation that is being cooked up and coughed up in their own minds and spirits. People will think certain things about you and it has not been confirmed, and they will ride with that and feel like, yeah, I believe that about her. I believe that about him. But anyway, we pride ourselves in every good way about the type of person that we really think or believe that we are. But when you are faced with a person who has down talked you, that person has like I said, backdoored you. They have betrayed you. They have put dirt on your name, dirt on your character, dirt on your reputation. They have gossiped about you. I'm talking about gossiped uncontrollably about you, about what they believe your life is, about your situation, to everybody that they come across. And they look down on you like you are absolutely nothing. They look down on you like you are a failure. They look down on you like you just are not an important person. Whatever the case has been with those of you who are here, I want you to really ask yourself, who are you? If that person who really hurt you and they betrayed you and they disrespected you and disparaged you, who are you if they come back to you and they need your help? Are you willing to help the very person or people who once did not go out of their way to help you? They got angry when they did have to help you. They got angry if you asked them for help. They got upset if other people told them about your situation and suggested that they show up for you and they be supportive of you. Who are you? How do you act? How do you treat the person or the people who you know they have done you wrong? But now the tables have turned and they need help. We also talk about how tables turn and God deals with our enemies. We've already addressed this. We have already discussed this, and God does deal with enemies. But could it be that with some enemies, God actually uses them and changes the seasons and switches things around to where they have to come back to you, not only because it's for them to be humble because they did, excuse me, treat you wrong at one point, but it's also a test for you to see your character. That is what I want you all to really, really think about. And this is not something that's easy to do. I'm going to be transparent and just tell you, when somebody has done you wrong and they have gone out of their way to put their mouth on you, laugh at you, mock you or your situation, or they feel like they are superior to you, it is going to be very hard and very difficult a lot of times if they come back and they expect your help. Because a lot of times you may take on the attitude, because I'll be the first to say I have had this attitude with certain people. I feel like the audacity of you to come back to me to expect me to help you now. The audacity of you to expect me to be supportive of you. The audacity of you to even really believe that I owe you any type of assistance or help. The audacity of you. The nerve of you. The gall of you. This is just really 100% authentically, guys, me telling you how my temperament and attitude is with certain people. Because when someone is bold enough and casual enough and comfortable enough to look at you, think they understand you, think they know your life, think they understand the chapter that you're on, and they will speak against you with no thought or regard about how it would make you feel. They have not really asked you questions about why certain things are going on in your life, for them to backdoor you and be comfortable enough to do it. Not say, you know what, this is wrong, this is going to hurt him, this is going to hurt her, this is going to change their life, this is going to make them have a trust issue with family, this is going to probably make them have a trust issue with friends, if this was a friend that did it. This is going to make this person look at human beings overall like every human being is evil if they were an enemy. These are real things that will come up in your soul and in your spirit when someone who did you wrong comes back and they expect you to help them. And this is why I urge you all in this message to always go to God about the things about you that are not in you or that are ugly about you. It is time for you all in the body of Christ to really be real and get to the root of who you know you are, because all of us are not a finished product. We are not. Every day we are working on our salvation with fear and trembling. You should be. Every day we are supposed to be self-examining. Every day we should be repenting and really going to God, even sometimes in silence, and searching our thoughts and our feelings, especially when these type of issues and situations come back to you. It is very difficult to receive an old enemy again. It is very difficult to receive that family member that did you wrong. It is very difficult to receive an old friend that you know did you wrong. And I think the issue is that a lot of people are not honest about it. I think that people naturally, because we are expected as Christian men and women, we are expected to just always have a smile on our face. We are expected to be really nice and extremely forgiving and understanding and not judgmental. But the reality is that in certain points and certain parts, you can't help sometimes guys, this is not all the time, but you can't help but sometimes kind of be a little judgmental, even if it's unintentional on your part, about a certain person. Because as people are talking and telling you their story, or they're telling you their situation, or they're telling you what they've experienced or what they went through, or they're even telling you why they did what they did to you, sometimes you can't help but even secretly to judge them and feel like they are full of crap. You can't help but feel like they are a liar. You can't help but feel like they are prideful or a narcissist. You can't help these things that come to you about an individual, because sometimes when somebody comfortably comes back to you and they spin the block expecting you to help them, and they talk about all of their plans and what they plan to do and how their life is new, it seems like for some people they totally forget about everything that they put you through. It seems like, it comes off like, when somebody comes back to you needing your help after they've dogged you out and left you for dead. For some of you, literally, they've left you for dead. And then they have the audacity and the nerve to come back to you and say, I really need your support and you should support me. And you know what? We family. And then they want to come and tell you that they love you. And, you know, you will find that a lot of these people, they have the most to say about you. They have the most to say about your situation. They have the most to say about you if you turn them down and tell them no. So in a nutshell, what I'm saying to you is that even before some of you all will begin to experience these things where someone will come back to you that once did you wrong, you've now got to be going to God and asking God to always cleanse your heart and your spirit from unrighteousness, and cleanse your heart and your spirit from anything that is not like Him. Because whether or not you all believe it or know it, even if you don't go and put these things that are within you at the feet of the Lord, they will come out. They will manifest itself when these type of situations come up. It's going to come out. The truth about who you are is always going to be revealed. And if God graces you enough to where He covers you and He does not expose it or reveal it to the person or the people that are coming back to you expecting your help or wanting your help or they need your support, God is going to show you where you realize the way you are reacting to the person, the way you're speaking to them, your secret hidden inside thoughts and your spirit towards them, God is going to show you in your alone time. And so when I asked you all at the beginning of this message, who are you when or if an old enemy or an old family member or friend comes back to you expecting your help or your support and needing your assistance, who really are you? Who are you? Who will you be? How will you respond? How will you act? What will you do if that person has to be around you for whatever reason? Maybe they live with you. Maybe they had to move in with you. Maybe you have to go to work and see them every day. Maybe you have to work with them in a church setting. Maybe you have mutual friends that are connected to them, or children that is connected to this individual, and you cannot really avoid them, because if your child, if your grandchild, or if another family member has an engagement or something happens for them, you are going to see that person or those people faces. Who are you? Who are you? Really think about this. And if you answer and say, you know what, I'm not responding to this person or these people with the love of Christ. I'm not responding to them the way they expect me to. I don't have a smile on my face. Actually, I'm disgusted. Then that right there is what you need to be talking to God about, because God is the only one that really can change your hardened heart towards these types of people, or God is the only one that can change you and your ways and your character and your response and your behavior. I want you all to exert the full um abilities that God has, especially towards you. These moments that come up in your life, you got to be prepared for this stuff, because it may just come and seek you out again. And everything ultimately that we go through is a test. It is to show who you are. It's for God to either get the glory or show you who He is. Whatever it is, it's all playing a part. It plays a very big role in your entire makeup. Um, Before I get out of here, let me make this very clear. Christian people have a bad reputation. We have a bad reputation amongst other Christians, and especially amongst people in the world. And our reputation amongst a lot of people, even with each other, is that we don't always exercise the love of Christ, or we are fake Christians, or we pretend to be certain things that we are not. So many different people are always speaking out or over talking about who they believe Christian men and women are. And so when you begin to be authentic, okay, and just fully tell people, the nerve of you to come back to me and ask for help, although they're going to tell you, aren't you a Christian woman? Because I find that a lot of people manipulate with that. They're always going to bring up your Christianity. They're going to bring up your walk with Christ. They're going to talk about your character. They're going to talk about certain things in your life, which is so inappropriate, when your life, or what they feel your life is, has nothing to do with the situation at hand. But what I'm saying to you all is that all of us, because I'm talking to us, everybody in the body of Christ, if you know that you are not there yet, where you can freely, without going back to the past, whether it's openly or secretly, about how somebody did you, or who you know they really are. You know that they are a liar. You know that they are a master manipulator. You know that they're slick. You know that they have a horrible track record of being responsible in their own life or lives, taking accountability for the damage they've done to their own household, or other friends of theirs and family members that they're around. If you know these things and they come back to you, who really are you? Knowing that person's track record, knowing that they did not support you, knowing they didn't care about your situation, who are you if they come back and they expect you to help them without being fake, without being phony, without putting on an air like you are 100% on the side of God when it comes to them and how you are dealing with them and handling them? Who are you? Go to God about this. people of God. Talk to God about this. Let him wash you and let him cleanse you. I have more cleansing that needs to be done. Because when you've seen a progression of this and a pattern of this with certain family members and people who are around you, because naturally people always believe that family is all you got. I necessarily don't really believe that, but whatever, this is not about me. I want you all to look at Christ. What I'm saying to you is that people will always say that you should automatically have your family's back. But when you've been in very difficult and tight situations with family that has a pattern of doing so many different things to you, it's going to be difficult for you to just receive them and accept them back in. But the way that Jesus acted with people when he walked this earth, he was very merciful, very forgiving, very patient, very understanding, very meek, very humble. These are the characteristics that Jesus exercised. So if we say that we're walking with him and we know him, unfortunately, and I'm saying unfortunately for some of you all, because I know you are not in full agreement with it, but unfortunately, we have to exercise these characteristics. And if we are not 100% there, there is still hope. Go to God about it. Who are you? That's the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have taken offense to anything I spoke about in this video, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I am not concerned because I know you will forgive me in the morning.